high-quality early education. And I want child care workers to be paid the family-sustaining wages that they deserve. But right now, that's not our reality. It will take bold action from Congress to change that. Without my income, our budget is very tight. And like so many other working class people, I know what it feels like to stand in the grocery aisle and weigh impossible choices between food and other essentials. Without a care infrastructure, so many hardworking families like mine are just scraping by. Our kids deserve better, our families deserve better, and our care workers deserve better. I know when we all stand together, our voices and our stories are powerful. Today, we can win the care investments that our families need to thrive. Care can't wait. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I am Xochitl Oseguera, a Latina mom and an activist working for the kind of care infrastructure my community and our country need. It is a disgrace that we don't have that today, and the harms to the Latino community are disproportionate, vast, and long-lasting. There are 63 million Latinos in this country. We account for nearly 1 in 5 people in the United States. Our median age is just 30. Latinas are moms, daughters, sisters, nieces, and we are caregivers for our families and also working to put food on the table. Yes. We're very likely to live in the sandwich generation, caring for our children at the same time as we care for our parents, aunties, uncles, grandparents, and other family members. The Latinas I meet in Arizona, Florida, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and elsewhere are caring for their families and working hard jobs. Many in the caregiving sector. We play a major role in America's caregiving workforce. We take care of our children. We open businesses. We are essential to the childcare sector. And in the Latino community, working moms like me often are the retirement plan for older generations who may or may not have savings or pensions or have little or no Social Security. When we retire, we often expect our children to take care of us. That's our culture, and I'm very proud of it, but that's unsustainable without a care infrastructure. That's why Latinas are mobilizing massively this year for a robust infrastructure. We're making our voices heard and sending a message to lawmakers at every level. Care can't wait. La infraestructura del cuidado no puede esperar. The time for progress is now. Thank you.
you blast off. And I'm feeling so electric, that's my ass off. And even if I wanted to, I can't stop. Yeah, 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 yeah. You want me, I want you, baby. My sugar boo, I'm levitating. The Milky Way, we're renegading. I got you, moonlight, you're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. You can fly away with me tonight. You can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm levitating. You can fly away with me tonight. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm levitating. 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 Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm
up in the club with my homies, tryna get a little VI. We're down on the low key. She know how it feel. I saw the shorty, she was checking up for me. From the game, she was spitting in my ear. You would think that she knew me. Decided to cheat. Conversation got heavy. She had me feeling like she's ready to blow. Watch out! She's saying, come get me. So I got up and followed her to the floor. She said, baby, let's go. When I told her, I said, shorty got down, said, come and get me. I got so caught up, that she told me. Cause my girl, you be the best of all me. Next thing I knew, she was all up on me screaming. She's all up in my head now. Got me thinking that it might be a good idea to take her with me. She's ready to leave. Well, let's go. But I gotta keep it real now. Cause on the 1 to 10, she's a certified 20. But that just ain't me. Hey, cause I don't know. If I take that chance, she swears it's gonna leave. But what I do is the way she dance makes shawty alright for me. The way she I'm like, yeah, just work that out for me. She asked for one more dance, and I'm like, yeah, how the hell am I supposed to leave? And I said, yeah. Shorty got down and said, come and get me. I got so caught up, got you told me. Having my girl, you be the best of all me. Next thing I knew, she was all up on me screaming. Players, put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. Head to toe so clear. Look out. Pop, pop, it's showtime. Showtime. Guess who's back again? Oh, they don't know. I bet they know as soon as we walk in. Shut up. I'm wearing Cuban links. Designer mix. Inglewood's finest shoes. Don't look too hard, might hurt yourself. Known to give the color red the blues. I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket. Keep up. So many pretty girls around me and they're waking up the rocket. Keep up. Why you mad? Fix your face. Ain't my fault they all be jacking. Keep up. Players only. Come on, put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. Head to toe so clear. Look out. Second verse for the hustlers. Gangsters. Bad bitches and your friends. I cannot preach. I gotta show them how I can get it in. First, take your sip, do your dip, spend your money like ooh, we too fresh. Got to blame it on Jesus. They ain't ready for me. I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket. Keep up. So many pretty girls around me and they're waking up the rocket. Keep up. Why you mad? Fix your face. Ain't my fault they all be jacking. Keep up. Players only. Come on, put your pinky rings up to the moon.
smiles. I know what it takes to fool this town. I'll do it till the sun goes down and all through the night time. Oh yeah, I'll tell you what you wanna hear. Keep my sunglasses on while I shed a tear. It's never the right time. Yeah. I put my armor on, show you how strong I am. I put my armor on, I'll show you that I am. I'm unstoppable. I'm a force with no brakes. I'm invincible. Yeah, I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries today. I'm so confident. Yeah, I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. I'm unstoppable today. Break down, only alone I will cry out now. You'll never see what's hiding out deep down. Yeah, I know, I've heard that to let you feel unsure is the only way to make friendships grow, but I'm too afraid now. Yeah, I put my armor on, show you how strong I am. I put my armor on, I'll show you that I am. I'm unstoppable. I'm a force with no brakes. I'm invincible. Yeah, I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries to play. I'm so confident. Yeah, I'm unstoppable today.
When you love somebody, you made it drive you out your mind. When you feel for somebody, and your mind is working overtime. Oh, I am strongly attracted to you. I'm trying to get my message through. I finally made up my mind. I think I'll try love one more time. 'Cause I know what I am feeling inside is a sign coming straight from my heart. My love that I now send to you, to you. I've got to find a way to you, to you, to you. Ooh, yeah. I'm your lover, and I know I'm about to blow your mind. But soon you'll discover that my openness is right on time. When you move, your body, girl, I just ain't got no words to say. What I feel when I touch you, but I'm just a dreaming time away. Yeah, yeah. Oh, girl, every word I say is true. If I ever meant to think to you, won't you show me that shine in your eyes? 'Cause I think I'll try love one more time. I know what I am feeling inside is a sign coming straight from my heart. Won't you smile with me, baby? Shine.
One night in a disco on the outskirts of Frisco, I was cruising with my favorite gang. The place was so boring, filled without a time of storing. I knew that it wasn't my thing. I really wasn't caring, but I felt my eyes staring at a guy who stuck out in the crowd. He had a kind of body that would shame Adonis, and a face that would make any man proud. Oh, wow, wow. He's the greatest dancer. You're preaching to the choir, stop betting on yourself. Quit playing with your mind, you're spinning. If you think that I'm a lie, just try it for yourself. The clouds will open up, blue skies are willing. Yeah, I know it's so hard to go away. The clouds will open up, blue skies are willing.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. Off from my city, off from my home. We're flying up, no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off of it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop. And under the lights when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move, well, you already know. So just imagine. Nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel good creeping up on you. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on. All those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance. And ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing.
Please welcome Crystal Gayle Crawford.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Crystal Gayle Crawford. I'm from Georgia, and I'm a proud child care worker. Yes. Do we have any other child care workers in the building? Well, let me take you on a quick journey. I have been working as a nanny for 15 years. I loved my job. But like many of you, I lost my job during the pandemic. And then I was in a terrible car accident. Suddenly, I found myself without a job and chronic back pain. So I moved home, had surgery, and my parents cared for me. That's when I realized in a whole new way how important care is. It's a constant in my family. My grandmother relied on the care of my aunt, who was a pillar of strength. But in 2022, my aunt tragically passed away. So my mom stepped up. Even as she was grieving her sister, she took on the role of caring for her mother. Care doesn't wait for you to finish grieving. Witnessing my mom's dedication and selflessness was inspiring. Now, we all have someone in our lives who inspires us with their dedication. But I want us to pause for a moment, because in my story, that person is my mom. But in someone else's story, that's you. Yes, so point to yourself because you are all someone's hero. Care is fundamental aspect of our humanity. That's why we are here today, to make the care we all need a reality and not a dream. Come on, friends, it is my great honor to introduce to you today our Care Champion-in-Chief. Yes, he brought the care agenda to the forefront of our nation's economic agenda. He honors the essential work of care workers like myself, and he is ready to fight alongside us for the care we need and deserve in our country. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome President Joe Biden.
As my mother would say, God love you all. Crystal, thank you for sharing your story. And a simple truth. Folks, you know, there's no better place for me to... Last year at this day, I declared Caregiver and Caregivers Month. And I couldn't think of no better place to celebrate it today than here at this station. I'll tell you why. For 36 years, I commuted from the state of Delaware to here every single day the Senate was in session. And over a lot of times. The reason I did is I think I understand a little bit what many of you have gone through and what you're trying to help with. You know, when I got elected, I was 29 years old. Wasn't old enough to be sworn in. While I was down here hiring staff, before I was sworn in, I got a call saying my wife and daughter were dead. My 2 boys were badly injured. And so, you know, I wasn't going to come down, but thank God I had a family and a lot of friends and older members like me, 45, 50, who helped me out. But all kidding aside, I didn't have them. I just started a law practice. I didn't have any money. I mean, I made a living, but I didn't have any money. And what I tried to do is figure out how I was going to raise my boys. No, I'm serious. And I tell you what, I really wonder, why did I commute every single day? Over 1 million miles round trip over the time I was in the United States Senate. And the reason I did, I couldn't afford a house down here without selling my house at home, and I couldn't afford caregiving. The God's truth. No possibility. None whatsoever. But I'm lucky I had a family. My mother, my father, my sister, my brother all moved in, helped me take care of my kids. But then we ended up with Mom getting sick and Dad getting sick, and we took care of them, the so-called sandwich generation. Look, you care workers represent the best of who we are as Americans. Oh, you really do. We look out for one another in America. We leave nobody behind. Nobody behind. And you've said all the heroes and the lives you talk about, well, you're our heroes. You're the heroes to so many individuals. You really are. And you represent so many people who do it, and do it out of love and concern, not because of the pay, because they're not getting the pay they need. It matters. As your president, I'm here with a simple message. I give you my word. I have your back. I have your back. I also want to thank the family of Audie Barkin, whose widow Rachel and her son here, Carl, are here just backstage. Just met with them. Their family embodies why care matters. It's critical to the dignity of care, the dignity of all caregivers and workers. My dad used to say a job, Joey, give him my word as a trade, a job's about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity. It's about respect. No, it really is. It's about being able to look your kid in the eye and say, honey, it's going to be okay. Care workers and caregivers are critical to our families and to the entire economy. That's why as a candidate, as president, I was determined to turn things around. We made progress, but there's so much more that we have to do. So much more. If we want the best economy in the world, we have to have the best caregiving economy in the world. We really do. They're not inconsistent. They're consistent. But the cost of care is too high, and pay for care workers is much too low. Take child care. A typical family spends $11,000 a year on child care per child. Per child. If you live in a big city, that can be $17,000 for each child. More than their college tuition, if God willing, you're able to get there. And a lot of parents do the math and realize they can't afford to go to work because child care can sometimes literally cost more than they earn. More than they earn. You know, take-home care, the cost of long-term care for aging loved ones and people with disabilities rose 40% in the last decade. Medicaid offers help, but it can't meet the demand. You know, there are 700,000 seniors waiting in line. 700,000 waiting in line. And people with disabilities are stuck in Medicaid home care waiting lists for as long as 10 years if they survive to be qualified. It's amazing. Think about it. Family members like ours and yours often spend their own retirement savings to pay for the care of the loved ones. Others leave their jobs to care for them. And millions are part of the so-called sandwich generation, taking care of both your kids and your aging parents at the same time. At least that's been the experience of the Biden family. It's overwhelming. Take paid leave. We're the only advanced economy in the world not to guaranteed paid leave. We're going to change that. That means to help a loved one, many folks have to leave work to find out later that they've been fired. In the United States of America, no one should choose between caring for a parent who's raised them, a child who depends on them, or a paycheck that they need. That's not why it should be the way it should be. No, I'm serious. You wonder whether I feel strongly about this? I do. Look, more often than not, from child care to elder care to lack of paid leave, it's women who bear the brunt. Women who bear the brunt. We saw that during the pandemic when 2 million women left their jobs to help take care of their families. It hurts our whole economy to lose so much talent in the workplace. And it keeps women from earning equal pay they deserve because they say, well, you haven't been here. Look, in fact, care workers are predominantly women as well, women of color and immigrants who are overworked, overlooked, and underpaid. It's not enough just to praise them for all they're doing. We have to pay them. To invest in our care economy, as soon as I came to office, I signed the American Rescue Plan. Not a single Republican voted for it, I might add, not one. It made our nation's biggest investment in child care ever. For example, it kept 225,000 child care working centers open, giving parents an opportunity to get back to work. Well, I tell you what, you want to come make a speech or shush up, okay? I'm not messing around with him. He looks like he could take me. Ask me. Look, it expanded the child care tax credit, cutting child poverty in America in half. That's what it did. It cut it in half. Overall, my administration increased funding for nearly 50%, by 50% for child care. And in the coming weeks, we plan to release new rules to strengthen staffing standards in nursing homes, to get home care workers a bigger share of Medicaid payments. But that's not going to be enough. I want to do more, and we can do more. My budget for next year makes key commitments to children, seniors, and people with disabilities, and to caregivers who look after their loved ones. First, for working families with small children, we're going to guarantee affordable quality child care. Most families, from our plan, most families will pay less than $10 a day per child, saving millions of folks as much as $7,000 a year. That's a lot of breathing room for young families who need it badly. We'll also restore the expanded child care tax credit, lifting millions of children out of poverty. And by the way, this helps the economy. It doesn't hurt you, it helps the economy. You know, our Republican friends let that expire. Well, we got to expire a couple of them politically in order to get this passed. Together, we're going to bring it back. Second, seniors and people with disabilities, we're going to expand Medicaid home care services and reduce that 700,000 person backlog. That'll mean more folks can live and work in their own communities with dignity and independence. More home care workers will start getting a better pay and benefits and dignity they deserve. By the way, if anybody's listening besides all of us, we agree on this. This is really, we're deadly earnest. This is not a joke. It matters. Third, for everyone caring for a loved one, my budget would finally create a national paid family and medical leave program. Finally. Up to 12 weeks to care for a newborn, a sick loved one, or yourself without losing your income. Look, it's past time America caught up with the rest of the world on paid leave. And folks, all this helps families and it grows the economy. It grows the economy. And we can afford to do it. To put it another, we can't afford not to do it. Look, I'm a capitalist, but I want to make sure that, you know, if you make $1 million, great. Just start paying your fair share in taxes. But let me ask you, does anyone here think this tax code is fair? Raise your hand. I don't either. The last administration enacted a $2 trillion tax cut, overwhelmingly benefiting the very wealthy and the biggest corporations, and exploded the federal deficit more than any other president has. We've cut the deficit, by the way. It added more to the national debt than any presidential term in history, and it's due to expire next year. And guess what? I hope to be president because it expires. It's going to stay expired. Stay expired. Our administration has already cut the deficit by $1 trillion. I'm going to cut even more this decade by making big corporations and the very wealthy begin to pay their fair share. Under my plan, nobody earning less than $400,000 a year will pay an extra penny in taxes. I hope that's the best. As I make it clear, we're not trying to beat people. There are 1,000 billionaires in America, from 750 to 1,000 since the pandemic. You know what the average tax rate those billionaires pay? 8.2%. No, I'm serious. Anybody want to trade that tax rate? Well, look, that's far less than the vast majority of Americans pay. No billionaire should pay lower tax rate than a teacher, a firefighter, a care worker. And that's why I propose a minimum tax for billionaires of 25%. It's not even the highest rate, just 25%. And guess what? It's more fair. But it also, guess what it would do over 10 years? It would raise $500 billion. $500 billion. And it wouldn't hurt anybody. I'm a capitalist. If you make $1 billion, wonderful. Pay your fair share. Imagine what we can do. Imagine what we can do for America. Look, folks, imagine a future with affordable child care, home care, elder care, paid leave. But folks, our Republican friends have a different vision. Republicans in the House of Representatives, and by the way, Rosa DeLauro, she was here, I was told, she's a hell of a champion for all that. They just released their budget, the Republicans, that cuts caregiving programs by a third. The ones that exist, cuts them by a third. For example, it would mean 260,000 fewer kids in child care. My predecessor and his MAGA friends want to, I love the phrase, the language they use, they want to terminate the Affordable Care Act. Terminate. Well, guess what? Killing millions of Americans, take them off of health care insurance, is stripping others of services like home care. Folks, by the way, you know how many times they've tried to take out Obamacare and Affordable Health Care Act? 49 times they've tried. They can keep trying, but they're not going to get it done. And look, when it comes to Social Security and Medicare, my predecessor recently said, quote, there's a lot you can do in terms of cutting. God love him. Right on cue, House Republicans released their budget that would raise the retirement age of Social Security, the budget they submitted for next year, and slash Medicare while they cut taxes for the very wealthy again. I got a better idea. I'll protect Social Security and Medicare and make the very wealthy pay their fair share to make it work. Look, let me conclude where I started by thanking all of you. As Crystal said, you're all, and I mean this sincerely, you're all somebody's hero. That's what I see in our nation's caregivers. Heroes. We need you. Not a joke, we need you. And together, I know we can do this. I've never been more optimistic about our future. We just have to remember who we are. We're the United States of America. There is nothing beyond our capacity. Nothing. If we do it together. So let's stay at work, get to work, keep working, and God bless you all, and may God bless our troops. Thank you.